Well, here we are again, back in Virtual Pool 4 online. The only problem now is it's getting late. It's about 5 minutes away from 10 PM at night here, and we have what was supposed to be our third match of the night between Cheeky Chico and VPMongoose, but it's actually now the second match of the night. The main reason for that is we can see here this match between Mooncake and Howie Wowie. Howie Wowie ended up forfeiting it. Seemingly there's personal problems or family problems or something that's prevented Howie Wowie from making the match. And so Mooncake's been advanced on a one-loss side. He now is going to play Tornado Tam. Meanwhile, we have a match that has been arranged for, what day is this? This is the 13th, so this is for Thursday between Tommy, you and Linus. They've now agreed a time. And this is a match that we're waiting on in a few minutes' time between Cheeky Chico and Mongoose to see who is going to play Mr. Strocum in the next round on that one-loss side. As we move further down, I don't think there's anything else. Oh yeah, there's the SD92 Albinario match. That's tomorrow night at 7. If we move over to the winner's side, the matches have been set here. We've got Bill and Mal due to go on Saturday at 6 PM. We have Hazad and Larry due to go tomorrow night. So that one match on the one loss side will be an hour before this match is due to start for Hazad and Larry. And then again, the other one on Saturday is LS3 in Bedhead. And I think there's another one down here. Spectre Dawn and Hairpig is for Sunday at 8 PM. And that is it. So that is the tournament up to date as far as I know. And so all we do now is wait on the room going up. So this, well, I've not seen enough of Cheeky Chico to come to a definite conclusion yet. It could end up being quite a close match. VP Mongoose, or VP Monster as he's known before he changed his name, he's strictly speaking generally a cowboy player, a carom player, more used to playing in a 10-foot table than he is in a 9-foot table, and certainly not in general terms a 9-ball player. But he can pot a ball, so as long as you can pot a ball, you're always in with a chance, and it could end up going reasonably close this match. At least I'm hoping it does. So we'll see. And Cheeky Chico is from the UK, I believe, wherever the hell he's disappeared to. He was here a minute ago. He's maybe gone to reboot the PC. And Mongoose, where's he gone to as well? He's disappeared. Oh no, there's Cheeky Chico there. He's in a room. Yeah, he's got the Union Jack. So the general idea with that is he's English. And Mongoose has disappeared. So here's hoping all he's doing is rebooting his PC before the match starts, which is never a bad idea. I definitely don't see him there. He was there. He was actually in practicing for quite a while today, I believe. So here's hoping he'll be back in any minute, because it won't be that long before this tournament room goes up, and I'm just wondering whether I can stay awake, because I'm really struggling. I was struggling at 8 o'clock, let alone bloody 10 o'clock. Well, the room is about just a matter of seconds before it goes up, and no immediate signs of Mongoose, neither in chat or in a room, so he's definitely not online, or at least if he is online he's not in here. And of course cheekychico's there, so he'll be ready to go into the room. And the room is up, so I'm going to head in and wait. Well, it could end up being a short evening if Mongoose decides he's not up for it, he doesn't show. But we will wait in anticipation and see what happens. cheekychico with a 2100 rating. I think he would fancy his chances against most players with that rating. Race to 13, remember, on the one loss side. Well, I think Mongoose is playing it tactically here. He's going to maybe try and use up most of the 10 minutes that he has to get into this room and delay it as long as possible. There's certainly no evidence of him in the lobby, so we just sit and we wait. Good evening, or good afternoon, whichever it may be. And I hit the wrong button. Well, the strange thing is Mongoose has been in most of the day. And so well, according to Chico, he has gone to reboot, but this is more than a reboot, this amount of time. Oh, there he is. So he's arrived in the lobby, and he's now arrived in the room, and we're all set to go. So we have the lag again, not knowing who's who. I haven't a clue. No doubt the top one is one, and that's Mongoose, so he's going to break. I think we had one golden break in that earlier match tonight, but it was not pretty to watch, shall we say. The match between Mark Shark and Danny. It was fairly dire in terms of the standard of play. Yeah, they're pretty evenly matched as far as the numbers go. Well, I certainly, my advice, Interchange X, is don't watch that match that I streamed earlier on, that one between between Mark Shark and Danny. There wasn't many pleasantries to be spoken about the way those guys played. Pretty poor standard, to be honest with you, but you know, they tried their best, but it's way below the level that you're going to need to be to go deep into this tournament. And the surprise is that Danny won it, because Mark Sharp is a much better player than he played in that match tonight. But that's what can happen. And meanwhile, Mongoose quickly off the mark. Yeah, there's plenty of evidence of that, yeah. And I think, in all honesty, I think both of them tried to bring each other down to a lower level than what they were. So not much good of it came out of the match. Danny was... Well, there's Mongoose found a way to give his opponent a gift to get off the mark. A nice little helping hand with a scratch. Danny was very often not taking enough time over shots, getting himself set, and there were some glaring mistakes, and so there was some poor choice of shots as well. But again, you just hope these people, you know, pick it up as they go along. Good morning, Jesus, I'm already half asleep. Good evening, Malcolm. This is a one-loss side match, race to 13. This is our last match of the night. It was to be our third match, but as I explained earlier, however, we had to forfeit for reasons only known to him. So we're all square, just in the early sparring rounds as we go. Now the kick has gone safe, so to speak. Well, Chico's lining this up, trying to create some sort of combo, I think. Then again, now he's not. And in the end, he couldn't make his mind up, but decided he'll just leave it on. We saw stuff like that earlier on tonight, and of course Mongoose, in his eagerness to get started, sending the 2-ball into the jaw. So here we go, we're slipping down already in standard. No doubt Chico's going to go for the reverse bank, try and spin around the table, get to that 4, which he managed to do. Now, quick look at this 3-ball. Well, it ain't going in the middle, obviously. It will go up top or down the bottom, depending on what end of the table we're standing at. But of course, nothing happened with that shot because he missed the 3, never got anywhere near the 4. So I just think my biggest criticism about VP Monster and 9-ball especially is he's in too much of a hurry. I think he'd much rather get it over and get it done with. He always just seems to be trying that bit too hard, too quick. and already we've had a fair share of misses and unforced errors, and we're only in the third rack. But you would think, you know, they'll finally settle in. Now they ask the question, I haven't a clue who Ted is. And there we go, we're really going down the hill here. Ball in hand, didn't get it to a real miscue, and Cheeky Chico has got a free go. Where's the cue ball going? Oh dear. Well, this is slipping down to the bottom of the barrel very rapidly. Well, let's look on the bright side. It can only get better. It certainly can't get much worse. So anyway, Mongoose or Monster just opens up the gap slightly. Ball and it breaks the 5 ball, but there's not going to be much happening with that 6 and 9 locked up. Well, this is definitely crying out for a decent safety to get control of the table, although the difficulty here is going for the pot in the 3 at such an angle. The only value in doing that and hoping to get on the 4 is really just to get control of that 6 ball. Once again, another scratch. Goodness me. And of course, with ball in hand, Cheeky Chico can get the big deep draw into this and try and split them off the 4. And he will settle for that. That's worked out very nice indeed. Well, now he's going to have to do the little soft stunny draw. Just to squirt across. Well, he's gone to the rail, in which case he's obviously the angle had maybe was too much for him to feel comfortable doing that, so it's either going to try to baby it in or run up and down. Let's have a quick look at this. And it's off the rail, plenty of room. So all square again. That rack just looked as if it was slightly tilted left. Breaks dry. Very thin cut. And once again we've got an issue that has to be dealt with. But it's also an issue that can give you control of the table with a good safety. Now there is a possibility of getting a chip on the 7 and 3 here off this 2. He's got an angle there to just get a hit on something, but he hasn't quite got the line. But like I say, now that he's in control of the table, he can just try and lock this cue ball away. I don't know whether there's enough room to work with here. It's very tight, that 3. And he might be hard pushed to hide it behind the 7 as well, it's so close. Well, was that lined up to go? I'll never know, but it's certainly gone in. No position in the 4, so just again looking to keep distance. I mean, Cowboy, you know, anybody who plays a game where you're well used to using the rails and spinning stuff, you know, you just adapt. You adapt the same processes to any game that you play. But as I said earlier, the problem for VP Monster is that's all very well, but he very rarely goes near a 9-foot table. It's always a 10-foot table, and that's mostly what I play on nowadays. Because the time that I get to enjoy a bit of Cowboy is usually early morning, my time, or late at night, you guys' time in the States. And I'm certainly well used to the 10-foot table now than what I'm in the 9-foot. Although again, the angles are still the same. That never changes. That 6-ball just tried to get away there. I think he's still okay, can hold the line. And now, with this shot, he's going to have to punch this in because he needs to get that cue ball out or draw it right back up the table. Now he's managed to squeeze the angle out. So what we're looking for here, or what either player's looking for, is a break. A break that's going to give them that little bit of daylight between themselves and their opponent. Now at the moment, Chico's got that advantage. You would like to stretch it, and he's trying to build a 9 in Mongoose. You know, that is a well practiced shot from Cowboy, that one. So that quickly restores parity in the match. And again, just, you know, that shot there, he's well used to playing in Cowboy. And now, in all honesty, there is absolutely no reason why this shouldn't be on the board. He just needs to steady himself a wee bit though. See, that's now in no man's land. Again, he's got a reasonable safety on. The only problem's the pace. Now, if the pace is right in the cue ball, he's getting it tight, which he has done. And that's a good one. Even though it's not a difficult escape, it still narrows down Chico's options, other than just to hit and hope. And that's not going to get to a rail, so there's the final reward for VP Monster. Ball in hand. And this will give them that 1 rack lead again. So this match is moving on at a reasonable pace here. We're coming to the end of rack 7. And we've just been playing just short of 20 minutes. So they're not hanging about. And the 5 ball eventually tracks in. Going all out for the dead weight cut. Brushing off the 7 just to kill the pace, hold for the 2. That was a nice shot. Well, again, I'm going to jump the gun. I mean, he's going to have a 2-rack lead here. Is this the break that VP Monster needs? And is it, more importantly, is he going to make use of it now that he's going to have a 2-rack lead, or at least he should have? So, there's a straight rack, that's dead straight. So VP Monster is on a wee bit of a roll, and really the first player to stretch that advantage clear to 2 racks. And also again, ball in the break. Now that needs to keep running because it's again ended in no man's land. It goes to the corner, it's tightish. It goes to the middle, it's even thinner. So it's not easy. And that's a good shot. Has it got the spin on it to get anywhere? No, it hasn't. And once again, this is not easy to get completely safe, and Monsters let the cue ball leak out. It's still not, there's nothing easy on here at all. Especially to get to that 4. Now he's going to have to force this in to get that cue ball running a bit. Well, that's probably the best he was ever going to get at that angle. It's not easy. You've got to keep a hold of that cue ball as well. And you see that difference there, having that 2-rack deficit there for Chico. It just has that little doubt, that little bit of pressure on the shot. It wasn't an easy shot, but he knew he had to deliver it. He had to divvy up and run the rack, and now, because of that miss, he may well find himself 3 racks behind. And if not if Monster does that, he won't. Oh dear, that is such a poor shot to overhit that as much. And Cheeky Chico, straight out his chair, 100 miles an hour, could not wait to get back to the table. I mean, silly shots like that. I mean, you've got to really, you know, if you're going to be capable of going deep in this tournament, everything's got to be neat and tidy. You've got to cut out the trash and put it to bed, and do everything clinical, and really thin out on the unforced errors. If you can do that, you have a chance of not only scoring but going deeper into the tournament. But doing what Monster did there is just a open invitation to the party again. So now it's back to 1, and in goes the 9, and well, Mongoose, Monster, aka as a quick one, and it's 6-4 again. And a 3 ball on the break, 5 ball on the break, and a testy 1 ball. So 2 ball on the side rail, needs to bounce again. It needs to get the juice into the shot. I mean, let's be honest, with that shot there, you're far better overhitting it to here than you are leaving it there, because that's then got the cue ball running. And now Just got to control this cue ball, and that's a nice shot. Just found the line in behind the 6. And then the biggest shot, or the biggest test, is getting good to the 9 ball. You know, it's a 3-rack gap in a race to 13. And that draw there was perfect. Just getting to the middle pocket. You know, to be critical, another 2 inches would have been better, but he'll take that, but he won't take that shot. That was awful. Again, did he set himself up properly to play that? And that's another rack handed in a plate. That's 2 in a row, apart from the quick 9 ball that Monster had in the last rack, but that's two gifts in a row he's gave to Cheeky Chico to keep him in the match. And in the last 5 minutes, Monster could have been 4 racks in front. That's how quickly matches could, in theory, get away from me, but Cheeky Chico's been gifted chances just to stay in touch here. And I'll tell you something else. At the end of this match, Monster may well be kicking himself if he gets to watch these last couple of racks that we've just seen. Because if he loses a match, that's where he's lost it, right there, with those gifts that he's given. And, well, Cheeky Chico living up to his name there, going for a cheeky combo in the 9. And he's fallen into the same trap, going for low percentage shots and no thought for safety, and giving his opponent a free go. Now, Monster's going to have to take his medicine here and look at that 5 as to where it is, as to how tight it is, because the line that I've drawn there is roughly the line that he can just get to cut that, and he's going to have to go right up and down. Anywhere on the right hand side of the table. Now, again, he played that with inside English, which was very dangerous to check it in towards the left rail, because he could have scratched, but he's got away with it. And he's checked it again just to straighten it back across the line, and he's now got his 2 racks back. And a ball in the break as well. 1 ball's going in, 2 balls hanging, and the 4 ball after the 3 is just a wee bit awkward. Now obviously there's a gap to get on that 4, and it's there. And has he got there? That might be very tight. I think he's just got there. He's going to hit the 5, and we don't know where it's going to end up, but he may well be looking pretty good here. Just a roll in, and he's on the 6. Anything but straight on the 6, and that's pretty straight. So now there's more work to do. Well, looks so easy to go on the 9 from here. Big wide open spaces. Well, that spin, working hard to try and get out onto a decent line on this 9. It's another tester, but in it goes. You know, there's 2 ways to look at that shot that Monster had in the 9 there. If you spend 2 minutes looking down the line of it, you know, Monster's played the game long enough to have what I was talking about earlier, just that instinctive look at a shot. and see the line. And the more time you spend over a shot like that in the 9, the more likely it is you're going to end up making a hash of it. Go with your instinct. You see the shot, you play the pot. That's how it should be. And the big difference now is it's a big difference of 3. And now Cheeky Chico is being tested. He's being asked the question, are you prepared to put up and stay in this tournament? Because if you're going to produce the goods to survive, now is as good a time as any when you have that opportunity. And the problem's immediate with this 4 ball. Very, very difficult to get on to the 5. He's put loads of spin to help it there. He's given it all the chance he can. And it's still a bedhead cut on this 5. Oh, and a nice little kiss in the 6, but it's going to end up safe, I think. It just landed on it too heavy. Now what does he do? It's not a good bank from there. It is not a good bank, but he can still try and play a half decent safety from it. He's just trying to get distance, and if that 8 ball comes to the rescue, it's not a bad result. There might just be an edge showing, but in fact, you know, there is an edge, but that is pretty good. And a really great effort by Monster to cut that 6. Oh, you're back again, Tam. I thought you'd have been in your bed, because that's where I should be. Well, this is a vital rack now for Chico, just to try and keep himself in touch, but he's going to have to do it the hard way. Here's again one of these blind middle pocket cuts. So you don't want to forget about the cue ball. Got to get the cue ball into the table, and he's done well. Right into the meat of the table. Make the 9 ball that much easier. And now needs that little bit of help, that little bit of luck. A ball and a shot, and now he's going wide, which is what I don't like. But again, this time that rack breaks pretty good. Just that nothing's went in, I don't think. Yep, breaks dry. Oh, Monster can put him in trouble here. I mean, the 2 ball is a combo. He could go all out for it, and I think he has done, and he's fluked to 1. I don't believe he played the bank. He might well turn round and say he did, but didn't look like it to me. He was putting spin on that and pace to get across to play the combo. Doesn't matter how you get them though. As I always say, it doesn't matter if you get a fluke, it's what you get at the end of it. Well, I did, what was it I did on Friday? I did Friday night 9 ball was 4 hours. It was over 4 hours. And then on the Saturday I did another 4 hours. It's no that, I mean, it's the ridiculous things that happen when I'm on a week off. I mean, this morning, as I said, I woke at 4 o'clock, and that was me. I had like maybe 3/4 of an hour nap this afternoon, but I've been up since 4 o'clock. It's as if I'm going to my work. My body clock's just telling me to get out of my bed. Well, here's the old kick and hope. That's unbelievable. He's entirely missed the 7 at that distance. Just a short kick off the rail, and he couldn't even kick the 7. Well, that is going to hurt. Okay, it was never guaranteed he was going to get it safe, but my God, the the price to pay is going to be major here, because VP Monster's running away now. And Cheeky Chico's running out of racks to spare here. Another straight rack by the look of it. Seven ball in a break. A shot in the one, two at the top end of the table, so the cue ball has to avoid traffic here. There's always stumbling blocks at this angle, trying to run the cue ball. That's a nice shot. Now another major problem, what do you do with the 3 ball? Well, again, if you take your medicine, you pot the 2 and try and come tight down the rail on the right hand side to get a line on this 3-5. But he's trying to come inside. Now a kiss on this 5, and that is unlucky. I mean, he had the right idea there, just trying to drop into the gap. He can easily escape from this, but it's just a wee bit better line there, and he would have been nicely on this 3 ball. And Cheeky Chico lives again in this rack. So what time's that match for on Thursday? I think there's other matches on. I'd need to have a look. I said what was on, but that's again went straight in one ear and out the other as far as me listening to it's concerned. Listen to what I'm saying. Well, Cheeky Chico, this is a must do, and this is not what you want, because again he's got a tricky combo in the 9. He's got to get the line in the 6, and in it goes. And he's back to within 2. Ball in the break, but no shot on the 1. And I think he's really got to kick this though. I don't think it's worth any effort to try and play a push out. I mean, you could call a push out and run a ball onto it and try and pot the 1 and just leave the cue ball awkward at the top end of the table, but it's just as easy to run up behind it and kick that 1 ball. The danger with that though is if you put any spin on it to spin into that 1, you're more likely to scratch. So he's played the push out. He's given Monster a free go in the 1, and the 2 ball won't go past the 6, but the 2 does go into that middle if he can get the pace right. Plenty of room in the right hand side of the table. It's all just about the line, because he doesn't want to go too near that right middle pocket, because that's the danger of the scratch with this angle here, unless he just bides his time. And I think the pace is not bad. That is pretty good. It's maybe a wee bit heavy, but he's got again plenty of room to run up the table and back down again for the 4 into the same pocket. And this line's a lot better, or maybe not, it's just slowed up in the rail there. But he can run this in and spin it and just come across like that. He's actually getting there before I managed to draw my lines. But everything looks good in this rack, and we are racing along here. We've played just on, or just under 40 minutes, and we've played 16 racks, and about to have played 17. Now this one here, you can't chicken out. You just got to go at 100%, let that cue ball do its thing, and the cut is fairly simple. And that's a good rack to win for Monster, because that consolidates his lead, gets him to double figures, and now Chico is well, not quite hanging on by his fingertips. Look at that 9-ball, and Monster has had a go, and that's another painful one. The 1-9 combo, what a bonus. He's racing away now, and no sooner have you blinked, but VP Monster's got a 4-rack lead and in command here. But it's come up dry, and Chico knows what he has to do. He's going to have to deal with that 2-ball immediately. Chance to hide in behind the 8. That would be the shot. Just a thin cut, bit of inside left, spinning behind the 8, but he's gone for the combo. So, you know what I say, guys, whenever you've made that decision, and I've said it time and time again, whenever you made that decision to go for that first initial pot or combo or something where you had an easier safety shot to play, then you have to divvy up, you have to go through the whole process and do the job. There's no half measures when you make that decision, because you end up looking a bigger fool for taking on the shot that you shouldn't have taken on in the first place when you're nowhere near the position to actually try and run the table. Because here's the difficulty here. Is it a long 6-9 combo? Yes, it is. Well, good luck with this one. It's not difficult, it's just about focusing entirely on the line of the 6, and that's one back. But he's going to have this break working for him now. He can't wait now, he's got no time to wait. Balls have to start going in, and he has to start having a shot. Well, he's got the first part of it, and he's got an easy safety here. The easy safety is cut that one, run that cue ball, but make sure that you're coming down this line to avoid all the traffic. Well, he's doubled it up. He's got the same idea, but he hasn't got cover, I don't think. Nope, and he could be in trouble. He could be in trouble here. Oh dear. Well, Monster has missed the thin edge, and he's handed it back to Chico. And Chico, if you take this out, you are not dead and buried yet. And Monster could also end up kicking himself with that miss. Oh, he's the wrong side of this too, and that's immediately caused problems. Big effort here. That is not bad. So it's around the corner, I would think. Or is he trying to stunt to the left? He's tried to stunt to the left. He's got the line. Used what angle was there just to squeeze as much out of as he could. Now this is a one that could go really square. Oh, he's just a bit heavy. Another little tweaker, this one, to hang in there. That needs to keep going because it's going nowhere at the moment. And this is 100% on the pot. You don't worry about the cue ball other than you're running around the corner and been on the 9. It's all the pot or the bank, whatever he makes his mind up to do. And he's overcut it. Did he look at the potting angle there? Did he spend enough time just looking at it, getting that image in his head before he lets the trigger go? And that's a good shot. And this is going to administer full punishment for that miss by Chico, because Monster now is within grasp of that next round on this one loss side. And 2 ball is gone. Half a shot in the 1. He's probably going to end up running into the 3. Oh, he's managed to avoid it. He had a evasive action spin on it there to avoid it. Well, he should be out. If he gets on this 4 ball, the match is over. Could have done with getting a wee bit more juice and spin on it. Well, I think if you were going to give Monster advice, it could work both ways. I mean, he's playing at a pace that he likes to play at. He will do unforced errors because of it, but in this match, he's been far more successful than he has with unforced errors. He's had a wee bit of help along the way, it has to be said, but most of the time though, he's capitalised on these opportunities and he's stretched away and ran away with the match in the end. Oh, commentator's curse again. And cheeky, that again, these pockets, if you stun them firm and you don't have the line, anything on those jaws, they don't go in. And Chico has overjuiced that a bit, got too much spin on it. Oh God. Well, how would you like this to survive in a tournament? Doesn't matter what pocket you pick, it's ugly both sides. Look at it from all directions, it is not pretty. Good luck with this one. Oh, what a shot. What a fantastic shot on that 8. Just avoiding the scratch. And, well, it's still 3 racks, so he's got to win 4 in a row. Stranger things have happened. For all we know, Monster might have played his last shot because Chico has a ball in the break. What went? The 4's gone. He's on the 1. Can come back for the 2. The 3's wide open. The 5's adjacent to where the 3 is because the cue ball can drop into the gap between 5 and 6. Maybe he's gone a bit straight here though. Look at this. Well, he can pinch a wee bit of angle and run off the side rail and get across. Needs to slow down though, he doesn't want to gun behind the 9. Well, I'm already giving this to Chico to get back within 2. Well, let's see if this is one of these heavy breaks. Well, that ball has gone. That 8 ball has just ruined what would have been a 1-9 combo. But Chico locking away the cue ball. Well, Monster's got the hit. But this 1 ball does go, but look at where the 3 is. Is there any advantage in potting this 1 ball? Not really. And Monster's got, sorry, not Monster, Chico's got too much on the cue ball. Same thing here though for Monster. There's no real value in this unless you can get right into the rail here and at least see the 3. Now, Can he see enough of that 3 to play the combo, or is he trying to push it past the 6? It doesn't look a good line. It's hard to tell what he's thinking here. It looks as if he can maybe just squeeze past the 8 and try and play the combo here. Yes, he's got it. And well, this is going to either, it's got to go up and down. There's no way he can clip this and hold. Oh, he's missed it. Made a complete hash of it, too thin. And he's given Chico another lifeline. And that was a well controlled shot as well. Just dragging the pace off the cue ball. Nice angle to just drop onto that 4. And a little stunny draw, is it? No, he's going to leave it long. How's the line? Well, this is not good, shall we say. There's big danger here. The line he's got is dead straight, and it's dead straight into the pocket with the draw here. He's just trying to judge it, and that's what can happen. And we know what should be happening next. It should be nailed to that 9. And that's just a wee bit too heavy, because the 7 is exposed. And I'll tell you what, there's enough of that 7 exposed, I think. Is there? Let me have a look. No, there isn't. He's looking at catching it and trying to hide the cue ball. Oh, that's a cracking shot. That is that's a shot of the night, that one. Because if you're going to get them, you've just got to go for them 100%. And that might be ball in hand. Well, it is now. It's a scratch, and Monster has been rewarded. And that is the winning shot. Most definitely. He can't blow this. Ball in hand in the 7. Oh, how's the line? Just a straight roll through. Just don't roll through too far. And he's home and dry. Well, it had the potential to go all the way, but Monster has come through pretty well there in the end. It was a bit of a dodgy start to the match, but he settled in. He got a rhythm, and with 1 or 2 trips along the way, he's come good, and he goes through 13 racks to 10. And we'll have a look at the stats in a minute. I don't think there's any major changes to the top 10, but we'll see where Monster goes on the bracket and get that updated. Now, where the hell is it on here? Spend all night looking at this. Right, so that's the one for tomorrow with SD92 and Albinario. That's the one that Danny got through earlier on against Mark Sharp, 13-11. Hotman now plays Danny. Where the hell is it? There we are. Mongoose is through to play Mr. Strocum. And well, Mr. Strocum won his last match 13-8. That could be quite a close match as well. And we've got the Linus match set up for a couple of days' time. And Tornado Tam has accepted the invite from Mooncake, and that's going to be Thursday as well at 7 PM. So we've got 1 at 7, 1 at 8 on the 15th on the bracket. And if we go over this side, on Saturday we've got Bill and Mal at 6 PM. We've got Hazard and Larry tomorrow at 8 PM. We've got LS3 and Bedhead on Saturday at 7 PM. And we have Spectre Dawn and Hairpig on Sunday at 8 PM. And that is it as far as that goes. Let's have a look at the stats, because I haven't looked at them all day. I say, I don't think there's any major changes on the one that matters for the additional $1,000 V. We'll go at the racks run. We see there's no change at the top. But Mongoose, VP Monster, is now into the top 10. He's on 9. And if we look across at the break stats, break money balls made, Cobra's at the top. We've got 2 and 3. And I was going to look at the percentage, but I can't be bothered. It's too late. I'm heading to bed, guys. Anyway, that's it for tonight. I hope you can join us for these other matches. Again, remember, you don't have to. It certainly would be helpful to get all the more viewers, but you can always watch the reruns on YouTube. They'll be there for you. So take care, stay safe, and I'll bid you good night.